If you were to look at a local map and the trails near you were called things like the Valley and the Cows, the Amish Lumbermills, Jug Run, Girl Scout Road, or the Steel Bridge to the Bridge of Dreams, would you decide to go out and explore? Sometimes it's easy to forget that even those trails with innocuous and mundane sounding names can have hidden gems among them. And besides, any day on dirt is 100 times better than a day on the couch. Welcome to Journey Beyond Overland, the place where adventures begin. My name is Chris, and although I typically explore with my husband Bill and our dogs Rue and Rourke, today I'm going out on a solo adventure to explore the tracks and trails closer to home. From above, the typical rural central Ohio landscape is a tapestry of gently rolling hills, fields that stretch out like quilts, and quiet tree-lined country roads with weathered barns and cows grazing peacefully. But I'll be the first to tell you, this is not where I would go to find the best off-road trails.
You ever have one of those long holiday weekends where, well, you can't exactly leave because you've got responsibilities and obligations at home, but you don't really want to sit at home all weekend either? Today, I've decided that I'm going to go out and explore some local trails that are listed on onX because that's exactly where I'm sitting. I have absolutely no idea what these trails are going to look like. My expectation for this area is that they're going to be fairly easy gravel and dirt roads, maybe the occasional water crossing if I'm lucky, but the only way to go out and find out what these trails on onX look like is to go drive them. So I hope you'll join me.
Bill and I live on the western doorstep of one of the most concentrated Amish areas in the entire state of Ohio. Including 6 counties in our area, there are more than 40,000 Amish adherents. So wherever and whenever you're driving, you've always got to keep your eye out for horses, buggies, and electric scooters. But it also means we are in a great place to pick up fresh baked goods or farm fresh eggs for our overland trips, get zippers repaired on our overland gear when Bill's just a little impatient with them, or even have a custom cabinet built by the local cabinet shop for the back of our JK. This area may not have world-class off-road trails, but it does have the stunning Clear Fork Gorge of the Moheakin, some excellent waterfalls, and picturesque covered bridges sometimes in the last places you would expect to find them.
This morning I'm driving a route that is called the Valley and the Cows. It soon passes farmland and goes into forested area. Be aware that while I was stopped to reposition the drone over the road for some pictures, which is legal, that 2 gentlemen did approach me from the back. They were very agitated. They were very upset that I was here. They were very upset that I had paused on the road even for a moment. They were very upset when I told them I was flying a drone because they believed I was trying to help somebody who is deer hunting to poach. So, know that when you're out here, again, this is Ohio. Ohio does not have a lot of public land. Ohio is probably 90% private. Know that when you come out here, that if you stop anywhere along the route, you may or may not be inviting people on their neighboring private property to come and confront you about why you're here and what you're doing. now driving along a track that's listed as the Amish Lumbermills. I know there is a large Amish population in this area. We live in Amish country in Ohio, the hill country. It's a beautiful area. You need to keep your eyes out all the time for horses and buggies because you never know what you're going to find around the next corner. And if it's not a horse and a buggy, it might be some folks on one of those electric scooters these days that they seem to favor. So far, this is, again, very, very easy roads, no obstacles. You can just drive through. You can drive through here on your sedan, your two-wheel drive vehicle. I'm still on asphalt at this point, but we'll see whether or not this particular road opens up to something different or not.
Just a boy who was raised by the sea, finding out what this life could be. Well, I took my turn and I felt the burn. Now I'm banged up and on my knees. Where you go when times get rough? Granddad asked me when I was young. Now I'm riding through the red mud, through the fields that he oh so loved. Well, I've been and broken, lost and damned, and the one hanging on by a string. Every road I go down just circles round to the part of my own hometown. Just another spoke in the wheel, blade of grass, grain of sand in the field. But I smile at the sky for the morning sunrise, 'cause it's proof that we all can heal. Hold on tight when the storm clouds come. There's always light when you can't see none. Keep the air inside of your lungs, never know when you'll get around. Well, I've been and broken, lost and damned, and the one hanging on by a string. Every road I go down just circles round to the part of my own hometown. Every road I go down just circles round to the heart of my own hometown. 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 To the heart of my own hometown.
Well, it's definitely been kind of an interesting morning trying to drive some of these local routes that I found on onX. My understanding is that people will put these in, create them. You never know what you're going to get into. So this morning, some pleasant woodlands, some decent views. Didn't really have any water crossings. There were two really cool covered bridges that you got to drive over, which I really enjoyed. Luckily this morning I was smart enough to think while I was driving out of town that I might be hungry for lunch. And I'll tell you what, this is not just any ordinary sandwich. This is a Don Leo's sandwich where you can pick anything you want to put on it, and it's awesome. I'm going to enjoy my lunch here at Honey Run Waterfall, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to show you that waterfall, and we're going to take another route home that is less likely for me to run in with local people who want to corner me and get me off the trail. This is Honey Run Waterfall. It's a hidden gem in Knox County, Ohio that, well, might not be quite so hidden anymore. It used to be that just the locals knew about this place, but for the past several years, people have been coming in for miles and miles.
Leaving behind the Honey Run waterfall, I headed east and then north along a track called the Walhanding Hills Steel Bridge to the Bat's Nest Loop. This is an easy road that doesn't hurry. Instead, it meanders along with the smooth-flowing Moheakin River, curving gently along rocky outcrops and stately sycamore trees that gracefully lean towards the Moheakin River, drawn by the life-giving water. Historically, the banks of the Moheakin were home to early settlements. The river was also used for transportation and harnessed for local grist mills. Today, this part of the river is known for its recreational opportunities: canoeing, kayaking, tubing, fishing, hunting, camping, picnicking, or simply just going and exploring. And if you keep your eyes peeled, you might also spy one of the resident local eagles. If you continue north along the same track once you've reached that Walhanding Steel Bridge, you'll gradually find yourself climbing up to the top of a ridgeline, where eventually you'll be able to look out over the Kokosing Gap multi-use trail and the Bridge of Dreams. This bridge was originally built in the 1920s by the Pennsylvania Railroad to cross the Moheakin River, but the line was abandoned in the early 1990s. After that, local residents and businesses envisioned turning the old rail bed into a multi-use trail, and also had the ambitious goal of covering that 370-foot bridge. Although the cost to cover that bridge was so exorbitant that they called the people supporting the project dreamers, in 1998, that dream became a reality. If you've never been in this area before and you drive through here, I highly recommend making the short stop to enjoy the Bridge of Dreams. Just remember that you're sharing that beautiful bridge with walkers, joggers, bicyclists, and Amish buggies. From the Bridge of Dreams, that track continues north along the Moheakin River until it ends the tiny village of Greer. And that is exactly where I'll leave you today. Thanks so much for joining me as I travel through the local countryside. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you come back next time, because although I have no idea what that's going to look like, I know for certain that it'll be an adventure. But until we see you again, make sure to go out and find your own adventure.